Thank you so much for joining today. We'll start today's practice coming down into a constructive rest, laying on our backs. Yeah. Place the feet about hip distance apart. And then the knees can point up towards the ceiling, or if it feels better, they can come into touch each other in the middle. Your hands could rest on your body, or they could lay alongside you on the ground, palms face up. And I invite you to close your eyes, or maybe to simply soften your gaze. As we start to take intentional breaths, breathing in through the nose if it's available, and out through the mouth. As we settle in here, we'll start to find a flow to that breath, that inhale and exhale. A circular breath, if you will, where you inhale without pausing, you flow directly into your exhale. And without pausing or holding the air at all, cycle right back into that inhale. So making that millisecond transition between inhale and exhale as short as you possibly can. And this is the breath we'll focus on today, circular breath. Breathing in, smooth transition to our exhale, smooth transition to the next inhale. And we'll continue with that breath for the next few moments, as we really allow that inhale to be a deep inhale and a slow exhale. Taking another circular breath, inhaling and exhaling. For this next inhale, I want you to go ahead and take a pause just at the top for a moment. Hold it. Make it an intentional transition to your exhale. And then start to find that circular breath once more. I'd like for you to begin to imagine that springtime sunshine that's maybe right outside your window today. And as you continue with that circular breath, I want you to imagine that it's right above your head. There's no space in between, no walls, no ceilings. But that sun is right above. It's rays of light radiating warmly. Its yellow glow reaching down, warming the top of your head. Touching it like fingers, maybe. Maybe allowing, with its gentle warmth, for any tension to start to unwind. And then give permission for this light to move over your body, little by little, increment by increment, warming every spot as it touches you. As you breathe in, the sunlight passes down over the top of your head, and it begins to make its way down past your eyes, illuminating your forehead and your brow, feeling your cheeks start to warm and your jaw. Flows down past your neck, breaking up any tension there. And it continues to work its way down, warming your shoulders, dividing as it goes down your arms, reaching to your elbows, your fingertips. This springtime sunlight continues to radiate warmly as it works its way towards your torso, wrapping your heart space in a warm hug. And as you breathe out, begin to let that warm sunlight radiate lovingly away from your heart space. Maybe it brings you a little joy, a little love, a little comfort, maybe even awakening a sense of creativity, joyfulness, passion, or excitement with the renewal of spring. Maybe your heart beats loudly with this light as your breath continues. So does the flow of the springtime warmth as it goes further, reaching down to your abdomen, untangling any knots, doubts, fears, or worries. Moving down further through your hips into the base of your spine. Flowing into your thighs and past your knees. Over your calves, down into your feet. Your whole body radiating warmly with this beautiful springtime sun above you. As you breathe consciously, let it nourish your spirit, this light. As you breathe in, breathe out. One continuous circular breath. We'll then allow our breathing to release as we find our natural breath. Pauses, stalls and all. Take a moment to offer yourself a little bit of gratitude that you took time out of your busy day to slow down and connect with some renewed springtime energy. And when you're ready, start to wiggle fingers and toes. We'll flutter the eyes open. And then start to roll through the neck, just letting the back of your head rub against the floor, giving yourself a nice massage through the scalp. And then allow your knees to start to separate. We'll come into a reclined butterfly pose, beginning to let the soles of the feet come together and the knees open wide. And since this is our first one, maybe you want to add some props under your knees at any of the settings, just letting them start to open up on their own, in their own time and in their own way. And then let's circle our arms so they come up to a cactus position as we rest in reclined goddess for just a moment. Allow your left ear to start to roll towards the floor. Hold there for just a moment, stretching through the right side of your neck. And then take your gaze through your center as you start to roll your right ear down towards the floor, stretching through the left side of the neck. Great job. With our next exhale, we'll bring the gaze back towards the ceiling. And then we're gonna come up into a seated position. So you're welcome to keep your legs in butterfly or to come out and then come up. It's up to you what would feel better for you. But once we come up to our seated position, either on the floor or maybe even sitting up on a prop, we're gonna come back into a butterfly position. So bringing the soles of the feet together, the knees a little bit wide. Now, in a butterfly, we scrunch those heels up as close to our torso or as close to our hips as we can. But for this next movement, we're gonna actually start to walk them away from us, coming into more of a diamond shape in that lower body through the legs. And this is our tortoise pose. From here, you can bring your hands inside your legs or outside your legs. They can be on the floor or on a prop. And we're going to start to walk the hands away from us as we curl our chin in towards our chest, really rounding through the spine as we curl into our tortoise shell. Now, if you took your hands inside the legs, they can come out under the knees, adding a shoulder opener as well, if that's available in the space of your body. But always making sure to make enough room for your body so that you feel good. You can take a full deep breath in each space, resting at your edge. Great job. Start to walk your hands back towards your hips, coming up to your straight spine. We'll use our hands to bring our knees together, and then let's come over into a hero's pose. You're welcome to leave the knees together or separate. You can tuck or untuck the toes. You can bring a prop under your hips here. Anything that feels good in your body. And if you tuck those toes and at some point it feels too intense, feel free to untuck them at any point. Alrighty, let's go ahead and take our strap or something long and skinny. We're going to take it in our right hand, pull it up towards the ceiling, and then start to drop that hand down towards the back of the head or even towards the spine. We're then going to take our left hand, we're going to take it around to the back of our spine, and we're going to begin to walk our hands up towards each other. Now they might not come anywhere close to each other, but we're just noticing how that feels. And if you don't have a strap today, you can always just simply grab onto your shirt or circle the bottom hand around to grab anywhere from wrist, elbow, hand, or anywhere else. Finding what feels good for you in your cow face pose. Now, right here, wherever you're at, we want to make sure we're keeping our spine straight, just like in that beginning meditation. We want to feel like the sun is hitting the top of our head, and that is leading us to pull that top of our head as high as we can towards the sun. Great job. All right, with our next exhale, if you're taking the strap, we're going to drop it from the right hand and then switch our grip, taking the left hand around to the top, right hand to bottom. And if you're taking any of the other options, feel free to switch it up as well. Working on that straight spine, moving fingers towards each other a little or a lot. One last big, beautiful breath here. Our exhale releases the cow face pose, releasing the strap, and setting it off to the side. Now from here, we're going to come into a little bit of an ankle stretch. For an ankle stretch, I like to bring blocks under my hands, but you're welcome to also just have your hands on the floor or bring them in front of you, wherever feels good. For this pose, we're going to start to rock back onto our tops of our feet as we lift our knees off the floor a little or a lot. And this will stretch through the fronts of the shins and the calves and the ankles right there for us. Feel free to lift and lower those knees as feels comfortable in your body. Great job. One last breath and ankle stretch. Lower the knees to the mat. And let's come into a tabletop, bringing hands under shoulders and knees under hips. Feel free to go ahead and pat those feet out. Pick any circles of the ankles that you might need to work out those ankle stretches and hero's poses. Alrighty, with our next exhale, go ahead and drop your belly as you lift your gaze. And then with that circular inhale, curl into your angry cat. Find your circular breath as you flow through cat-cow. Taking it nice and slow, smooth and steady. Great job. Go ahead and pause from your cat-cow, and then we're going to take our whole torso in big circles, going one direction, rotating over the wrist, and then back towards the heels. Pulling your heart a little forward from the hands, and then almost to a child's pose. And then let's switch that, take it in the opposite direction. Beautiful job. Go back into tabletop. And then from here, let's start to tuck the toes and come to stand on the knees. Now, as always, when we're on our knees for an extended period, feel free to maybe add cushion under your knees, maybe rolling up your mat or adding a blanket under those knees if you'd like. We're going to take some camel variation. So if you like to use blocks for camels, feel free to bring them back by your hips. Once we're standing on our knees, we'll bring our hands to our hips. We'll start to lift our heart, maybe start to lift our gaze. Feel like we're rolling our shoulders back, and then either keep your hands on the hips or maybe bring them to your lower back, letting the elbows squeeze in towards each other. You could even pretend like you're putting your hands in jean pockets if you were wearing blue jeans. All righty. As we inhale, we start to lift our gaze. Maybe we start to lean back. You can always keep your hands on your hips. You can also lift them overhead if that feels like a great option for you. Or another option would be to drop them towards those blocks or your heels as we continue to pull our hips forward, continue to pull our heart up, roll those shoulder blades back towards each other. Wonderful camel poses. Next, inhale, bring hands back to hips if they're anywhere else, and then come back to your straight spine. Beautiful job. We're going to add a little bit of a twist into that. So as we exhale, we're going to drop our right hand to hip, block, or heel, and then take your left hand, swoop it across the front of your torso. And then as you lean back into your right hand, lift that left arm up and overhead, stretching through the left side body. A little bit of a twist. Great job. Exhale to come through center. Inhale to go a little taller. Drop the left hand. Inhale, swooping right hand up and over. One armed camel. Inhale to bring hands to hips. Coming through center. Great job. Alrighty, I'm going to move these blocks out of my way. I'm going to come back into a tabletop pose next. I'm gonna make sure I have a little bit of space towards the top of my head so I don't run into anything with my arm. And then let's take our right arm and we're coming to a thread the needle. So we'll take it out to the side, open it up so that we pull that right shoulder and arm back behind us, really opening up here. Now listen, because we're not gonna just take a traditional thread the needle. We're gonna take that lifted hand, we're gonna bring it under our body, pulling it over towards the opposite side of the room as far as we can, really wiggling those fingertips as we do, feeling a little stretch through the body. Inhale to open it back up, extending right arm towards the ceiling. All right, now this is where we're gonna change it up just a little bit. We're gonna then inhale and rainbow arc that lifted arm over towards the front of the room. Inhale to bring it back up. Exhale, thread the needle, pull it through to the left. Inhale to lift and open. Exhale to rainbow arc over. Bring it back through center. Pull it through. Inhale to open up. Exhale to rainbow arc it overhead. Inhale to open it up. Exhale. Thread the needle. This time, go ahead and drop shoulder and ear towards the floor, letting yourself sink into the twist. Inhale to open. Exhale to release. We'll take that sequence on the other side. Left arm spirals open. Exhale, thread the needle and pull. Inhale, open. Exhale, rainbow arc it overhead. Inhale, open. Exhale, thread the needle. Inhale, open. Exhale, arch overhead. Inhale, open. Exhale, thread the needle. Inhale, open. Exhale, rainbow arc overhead. Inhale, open. Last time, thread the needle, pausing here, dropping shoulder and ear towards the floor. Great job. Inhale to bring it open. Exhale, tabletop. Go ahead and look between your hands and then start to draw your heart down towards the mat, coming onto your belly. We'll take our hands wider than our mat and we'll tent the fingers, lifting elbows up to the sky. We'll top press into the tops of the feet. And with the next 3 or 4 breaths, we'll take some rolling cobras. Inhaling to come up, exhaling to come down. Take it at your own speed. Go as high or as low as you'd like to lift, but feel that flow through the spine. Last one. Lower the heart, lower the forehead. Inhale, push through a tabletop to an extended child's pose. Knees wide, forehead sinking towards the mat as you extend your arms long and front of you. Beautiful job. We're going to keep our arms long, but we're going to start to bend at the elbows, coming into a puppy pose. We walk our knees back towards each other, keep the hips high, and then begin to drop the forehead back down towards the mat as we shift into similar to puppy or child's pose, but instead we're on the elbows, stretching through the shoulders just a little bit. Beautiful. Inhale to begin to walk the hands under the shoulders, tabletop. And then from here, let's take our right leg forward into a lizard lunge. So we're gonna bring that right foot forward. Feel free to make space. Your hands can come up onto blocks if you'd like. Our hands are inside that right foot though. And then we start to sink the hips forward and back. Great job. We're gonna keep our right hand, our left hand, the opposite from our front foot on the prop or on the mat, and then begin to spiral that right arm up and then behind you for a twist. Great job. Bring the hands back to your props in between inside that right leg. Shift the weight back. Tabletop. Let's take it to the left. Lizard lunge. Inhale, sink it forward, pulling heart forward, gaze forward. As we sink the hips down, that left hip is pulling back. You're doing great. Right hand stays on the floor or on your prop. Spiral left hand back. Exhale to release, hands to floor or prop. Come through your tabletop. Great job. Alrighty, from here, let's come on up to standing. We've done a great job on our floor poses here, but let's get a little bit of standing poses going now. Stand in our mountain. We'll inhale, circle arms up and overhead. Exhale, rain it down. Forward fold. I'm gonna take a moment here, maybe grabbing opposite elbows or keeping hands on their props, but sway a little side to side, bending knees, lifting heels, shaking head, yes or no. Maybe a few exhales with sighs to really let any negativity that's not serving you just drip right out of you in this moment. Our next inhale, we press into our hands halfway lifting, figure 7. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, sink the hips, take a slow roll coming up to your mountain pose. Beautiful job. Let's inhale, circle arms up and overhead. We'll then drop our right hand to our right hip and lean over to the right. Bring it back through center. Exhale to the left. Inhale back through center. We're going to twist at the hips, taking it to the right, and then opening one arm in front of us, one arm behind us. Inhale to come through center. Exhale to the left. Inhale through center. Exhale, take a cactus of the arms. Really squeeze those shoulder blades as you pull your heart forward. You lift your gaze. Beautiful job. Bring it into a prayer at heart center. Take a moment to notice the sensations of the body. Great job. We'll bring our hands to our hips or even to a prop for support, and then step that left foot back, coming into a high lunge. Right knee forward. You can keep your hands on your hips. You can bring them to a prayer, or maybe start to let them come up by the ears, sending them up high into the air. We're in our lunge position. With our next exhale, just like that twist, we're going to twist towards the front leg, opening one arm behind us, one arm in front of us. Great job. Inhale to come through center. Exhale, we're going to find an airplane lunge. As we hinge forward, we're going to cycle our arms back by our hips, palms face down. We're at about a 45-degree lean. Great job. With our next exhale, bring your hands down to your props for a little support. Begin to lift that back toe off for warrior 3. And then as we inhale, we're gonna start to rise up to standing staff, dragging that back foot in front of us. Keep the knee bent or send it out long. You're doing a great job. Find a spot on the floor that's not moving. And we're gonna come out of this exactly the way we came in. So we'll start to send that left foot behind us for warrior three. Keeping hands in airplane or dropping them to your prop. Once you feel like your extension is in that back leg, start to bring it down towards the ground. Airplane lunge. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, cactus the arms. Pull it forward, sink into that deep bend of the knees. Inhale, straighten it all up. Lift arms overhead. And then hinge into a forward fold, a pyramid over that front leg. Great job. We're gonna start to bend through that back knee, start to push off with that back foot, and then step it up to your forward fold. Great job. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, mountain. Reach up. Lean to the right. Through center to the left. Through center. Twisting to the right. Through center, twisting to the left. Through center, cactus the arms. Through center, mountain pose. All right, let's take it to the other side. Right leg comes back, high lunge. Take a moment, set your foundation. When you're ready, maybe bringing hands to a prayer, maybe to lift them up high in the air. Really pull those thigh muscles towards each other, keeping this super active in the lower body. Exhale, twist to the front leg, arms wide. Inhale back through center. Exhale, airplane lunge. Start to pull your weight into that front leg. And as you're ready, drop your hands, lift the back toes. Warrior three. Inhale, standing staff. Always welcome to touch down a little bit if you need to. Want to feel more comfortable. You're doing great. One more breath here, finding your balance. Exhale, come out the way you came in. Warrior three. Airplane lunge. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, sink it in a little deeper, cactusing the arms. Inhale, straighten legs and arms. Exhale, hinge, pyramid over that front leg. All right, from our pyramid, we're gonna start to lift off with that back knee, our back foot. Step it up, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach all the way up, tall mountain. Exhale, bring it down through a prayer. Into mountain. All right, for this next few moments of flow, we're gonna do a little bit of a balance challenge. So you're always welcome to bring one of your sides next to a prop, whether it's a wall or something else you can have close by. Otherwise, bring hands to your hips. We're gonna shift our weight over to the left side, and then we're gonna take our right toes and point them in front of us. And then let them come behind you and point them behind you. And we'll take this gentle movement forward and back at your own pace, fast or slow. pointing the toe, forward or back. All right. Now go ahead and come through center. Take a moment, take any shakes or wiggles that you might need. We're gonna add 4 points to that. So we have forward, forward to the side, forward to the back, or back to the side, and then directly back. So it'll be forward, center, 45, 45, back. All right, so taking this at your own pace. Point, come through center, point, come through center, point, come through center, back through center. Take it at your own pace. Noticing how the hip is feeling, how the glute is feeling, or any other muscles that are talking to you while you're doing this. Try to start to find that flow, that seamless transitions. Great job. Last time on this side. Find a little stillness. Come through center, take any movement you need. And then we're gonna work that on the left side now, or the opposite side, whatever side you chose the first time. Shift your weight to one side, point, back point, take it front to back just a few times. Noticing that movement and how it feels on this side. It might feel completely different than the other side. Fast or slow, it's up to you. All right, come through center, take a moment, and then we'll add the 4 points when you're ready. Feel free to touch down or not touch down whenever you'd like. Mindful not to fall over, have something nearby. Doing great, just a couple more on this side. Couple more breaths. Great job, last time, finishing off. Beautiful job. Feel free to take any movement as you come into your stillness. All right, we find our mountain pose. Inhale, circle arms up, reach them up, really up, and then lift one heel and then the other. And do it either or both at the same time. Great job. Heels come down, rain it down into your forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. And then go ahead and walk the feet out as wide as your mat with the toes out and the heels in. And then as we exhale, we're going to come down into a frog seat or a deep squat, bringing our hips close to our heels. You're always welcome to bring a prop under your hips. And then maybe you bring your hands to a prayer at heart center. You're doing a great job. One last breath here. And then with our exhale, let's go ahead and drop our hands to the floor, coming into a tabletop pose. Okay. For this next variation, we're going to take a dolphin pose, which is very similar to puppy pose. And if you'd rather take a puppy pose, that's also an option as well. So just like in puppy pose, we drop our elbows onto the mat right where our hands were. Now you can keep your arms parallel to each other, or you can interlace the fingers, starting to create a little triangle out of your arms. Now in puppy pose, we'd stay on our knees walking our knees back as we drop our forehead towards the mat. And that is always a welcome option. But if you'd like to go a little bit deeper, maybe lift the knees off the mat and come into your dolphin pose. And this can also be a great option to do on a wall. Bringing your arms to a wall or another prop. That way you're not putting as much weight into the upper body, but you're still getting that nice juicy stretch through the arms and shoulders. So wherever you're at in your puppy or your dog, take big cleansing breaths. Last breath. And then find your way back into a tabletop. We'll slide the right hand directly under their face and we'll turn the right toes behind the right knee as we extend the left leg long, coming into stack wrist and shoulders for a beautiful side plank here. And then with our inhale, allow that top arm to rainbow arc and really feel extension from right fingertips all the way to the right toes. Or sorry, the top fingertips to the top toes. I think it's the left. Exhale, tabletop to release. Take it to the opposite side. Inhale, stack wrist and shoulders, extend top leg long. Exhale, full body stretch. Great job. Inhale, tabletop to release. And then let's bring our right knee right behind our right wrist as we come into a half pigeon. We send that left leg back behind us. We can stay up high on our hands, or you can come down onto elbows. Feel your breath here. Keep the back of the neck lengthened. Came down onto elbows, start to bring hands back under shoulders. Come back through tabletop. And then let's bring the left knee forward. Half pigeon, sending right leg back. Lengthen through the spine. And then maybe resting in resting pigeon. Alrighty. This time, instead of coming back through tabletop, we're gonna dip that bent knees hip to the mat, coming on to our seat. And then we're gonna take that extended leg out in front of us. From here, we're gonna curl into a ball and rock back onto our mat. And let's take a few rocks from left to right. Enjoying a little bit of movement here. We'll hug the right knee and we'll set the left foot down on the mat. Now you can keep it in constructive rest or you could send it out long. It's up to you. We're gonna hug this right knee in towards our chest. Maybe even grab that strap again if we like to use straps for leg extensions. And as you're ready, wrapping the strap around the foot or holding the back of the leg as you start to send that right leg up towards the ceiling. Now, as you hold it here, maybe you start to draw the toes back overhead. You can keep a gentle bend in the knee. Really allow yourself to get into the back of that hamstring. And then grabbing that strap in your right hand or grabbing your leg in your right hand, let it fall out to the right side, a little or a lot. Great job. Come back through center, releasing, switching. Right foot comes down, left knee hugs in. Inhale to extend the left foot towards the ceiling, and then draw the foot behind the head a little bit or a lot. Exhale to allow it opening up to the left. Last breath here. Inhale to bring it back through center. Exhale to release into constructive rest. Take a gentle windshield wiper of the knees, left to right a few times. And we'll end today's class coming into a legs up the wall variation. You have something tall that you can bring your legs up straight. You're welcome to do that. You can also have a bend in the knees coming into like a frog position or a butterfly position. You could also just let the legs be wide. You could point the toes or flex the toes. You could add maybe some props here if you'd like to keep your legs up the wall for an extended period. You're always welcome to continue it for our final relaxation in just a moment. So feel free to add pillows, blankets, maybe a weight on the belly or something to cover the eyes. Your hands can rest on your body. You could circle them around, interlacing fingers, letting the back of the head rest on the palms, or any other placement that feels good for you. As we cycle into this restorative pose, I offer you the opportunity to either close your eyes or soften your gaze and find that circular breath once more, where the transition between our inhales and our exhales are so smooth, it's seamless. You're choosing to stay in legs up the wall, feel free to do so. But if you'd like to come down for any other resting position, you're welcome to make that adjustment now as well. We'll take our time making any movements, any adjustments, so that we can completely and totally start to relax on command. If you haven't already, maybe you close the eyes or simply soften the gaze. And take a deep breath as you allow yourself to become comfortable in your space. With each breath, allow your body to relax, your shoulders to drop, and your mind to clear. We'll begin to imagine ourselves walking along a peaceful path in a lush, natural environment of our choice. The air is fresh and filled with the scent of blooming flowers. There's a gentle warmth the spring sun as it touches our skin, melting away any tension. As you walk on your path, notice the vibrant green leaves unfurling from tiny buds on the trees. The soft grass gently pushing up through the dirt around your feet. And the colorful wildflowers just starting to emerge and line the path. As you listen, you hear a symphony of birds singing, celebrating the arrival of spring. With each step, you feel more connected to the earth, grounded, supportive. The energies of renewal and growth surrounds you, maybe filling you with a sense of hope and new beginnings. Maybe you pause by a clear, bubbling stream. The water here looks cool and refreshing, symbolizing the flow of life and the cleansing of old, stagnant energies. Maybe you dip your hands into the chilly water, feeling its purity wash over you, renewing your spirit. As you continue your journey, maybe you come across a meadow bathed in sunlight. The meadow is alive with the buzz of bees and the flutter of butterflies, each creature playing its part in the dance of life. Maybe you decide to take a moment to take a comfortable spot to rest among the wildflowers and the meadow. Taking this moment to reflect on the beauty of nature, the cycles of life, and the opportunities that each new season brings. Rest here as you breathe in the essence of spring, allowing it to fill you with vitality and peacefulness. And with every exhale, releasing anything stagnant from winter that is no longer serving you, allowing you to make room for fresh, positive, renewing energy. May our time here in this spring walk bring you a sense of renewal and relaxation. May you carry this tranquility of spring with you into your day, the weekend, and beyond. When you're ready, maybe deciding to leave your path or wildflower field and start to head back onto your walk on the path. Allow yourself to notice the sounds, smells, and the sights of this beautiful walk today. Springtime sun above your head. A gentle breeze. Floral whiffs. And birds and bees singing sweetly with each gentle breath in and out. Slowly allow the meadow and the path and even the springtime sun to fade from our mind as we come back into our space. We notice the ground that supports us and the temperature of the air around our skin. We'll start to wiggle fingers and toes. And we'll take a very deep breath, the deepest one of our day so far. When you're ready, flutter the eyes open and come up to an upright position in your own time, in your own way, facing me. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you have a wonderful spring awakening, and I hope you have a great week ahead of you. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Until next time.